Let's take a look at the ruler. The ruler has 12 inches. You can see here, starts at 0 and it goes all the way up to 12 inches. 12 inches equals 1 foot. So our ruler that we use at school is 12 inches and it equals 1 foot. Of course, a ruler comes in other formats as well. We can use this measuring tool in different ways. Let's take a look at those. Another commonly used tool when measuring is the tape measure. Pull it out and you can lock it into place, which makes it easier to measure longer distances. A lot of times we use this outside, or we want to measure how high the ceiling is. It's a very useful tool. We also have the tape measure for measuring fabric. It's a lot more pliable. You can wrap it around things. So you're going to measure fabric, see how many skeins you need, and it can wrap around to see how wide you need to make your waist, see how long you need to make your sleeves. So another tape measure, much more flexible, that gets used very frequently. I'm going to take the ruler and I'm just going to break off 1 inch, which is why you can see here I've just ripped off 1 inch so that we can get an up close and personal look at it. You can see all these lines, which make it very confusing to read. Here we have the beginning of the first inch starting at 0 and the end of the first inch. Those lines are the same length, so that is 1 inch. Obviously, I've enlarged it so it's easier for us to see. Now, it reminds me of the fraction. So if you remember when we broke a line into fractional equal pieces. Here's my line. Then I cut it in the middle. Then I take each piece and I cut it in the middle again. Now the ruler has quarters. So 1/4, 2/4 or 1/2, and 3/4. That's broken up into quarters. And then 1 full inch equals 4 quarters, 4 out of 4. So these lines are all similar lengths, and this is what we use. It goes smaller pieces as well. You keep dividing it. The next one would be into 1/8 and then 1/16. But we don't need all of those little pieces. We're just going to look at the quarter inches. Okay, so here I have a scissors, and I have my ruler on the bottom. I've started at 0, and if I read the ruler, I can see that it comes to 11 inches. Pretty easy, basic. Let's try another one. Here I have an apple. I'm starting at 0, and I end at, it looks like about 5.5. And that's correct, 5.5 inches. So far, so good. But sometimes your teacher is going to give you tricky ones. This is a tricky one. Notice that the marker doesn't start at 0. So you have to pay attention. When it doesn't start at 0, you cannot say it's 8 inches. You have to look at where it's placed on the ruler. It starts at 2 and stops at 8. Because it starts at 2, I need to subtract 2 from 8. So 8 minus 2, of course, equals 6. So this answer is 6 inches. Let's try another one of those. Again, if it doesn't start on 0, I cannot just say this equals 10 inches. I have to look at where it starts. 3, and it stops on 10. So take 3 away from 10, and we get 7. We're going to practice some of these. I'm not going to give you a lot of these tricky ones, but I want you to be able to read the ruler. So, go ahead. Good luck.